What is up, guys? We're back again for another video of that. Thank you there, Reed. But this is week 3. I'm just going to go over some big news here. I think this is pretty big news. A lot of these guys mess around. It's news about them, so hopefully they like it. But we have a new leader in the house.
Who's the new leader?
Oh,
That's good, 2 people. It's you, AJ, and Reed. So you guys are tied right now for the overall record at 19-13.
bunch of
And
baloney.
I know in
Oh.
sleeper, I think Reed, are you in first place?
No, I'm tied.
You're tied again too there?
Yes.
Okay, so it's not too different there, but I think some of them were a little bit different for us on sleeper here.
Yeah.
I believe this last week, the only game that was kind of different, which one was it? Cannot remember, but I think it was the Texans and Bears. I think in sleeper we did not kind of cover because it was 6.5 there, but it was 6 on Bet US. So we covered there. So it was a little bit different. So I always think it's cool to have that. But let's get right into week 3, guys. So week 3 starting up Thursday night football. We're just gonna get right into this one. This one, I don't know how it's really gonna be, but the New England Patriots versus the New York Jets. I know we have a fan named Dizzle who's all about the Jets here. But the Jets are favored by a whopping 6 points here against, in my opinion, a pretty good Patriots defense. So I actually have the Patriots selected here for myself. I think that they are going to cover with the defense that they have. And I still think the New York Giants are not at their peak yet. And I don't know if it's going to start this week. So what do you guys think?
I cannot believe how big the spread was. Did something happen with the New York Jets? Did they juice up overnight? What's going on? I picked against New England the past 2 weeks and it's bit me in the behind. I'm going New England here. I think they'll keep it close and you're not gonna. It's just too far of a spread.
I completely agree. I've been betting with the Patriots for the past couple of weeks, and they have brought me a lot of joy. They've been covering, they've been keeping these games close. Haven't really won a whole lot, but they've been keeping it close. I think this is going to be a very close, low-scoring game, as it is Thursday night football. Jets will struggle. They will find their stride later in the season, but Patriots are going to keep this one close. Give me the Patriots.
Alrighty, so I'll select the Patriots here as we're all in favor. I'm a little surprised there, but I thought Reed might be a Jets fan too to pair up with Dizzle. But we'll move into Sunday.
Believe in the Patriots way too much.
Okay, there you go. Awesome. So Sunday, we'll start off this slate here with the Los Angeles Chargers versus the Pittsburgh Steelers. I believe on sleeper here it is
-1.5.
Yeah, so it's a little bit different. Pittsburgh Steelers are only favored by 1 here on Bet US. So I still think I'm going to go with the Steelers here. I don't know, with all the stuff happening in LA, Herbert is not practicing at this point in time that we're recording. I think he's going to play, but I think there's a little bit something happening there, and Pittsburgh's defense is just a little too good at this point in time. So I'm going to go with the Steelers here. What do you guys think?
Although the Pittsburgh's defense is great, y'all did a fake or real video of teams. Both these teams are on there. I have both these teams as fake teams. Not going to move on, but I think this is where Pittsburgh stops. I think Los Angeles takes the edge here and wins it last second. They got J.K. Dobbins, the greatest running back to ever live, and they're just going to run all over that defense. Not really. The defense is really good. But yeah, give me the Chargers here.
I've been picking the Steelers, and I will continue picking the Steelers. And they are a good team. I don't care what the touchdowns or the points the offense is putting up. They're winning games, and I think they're going to continue winning games because of that defense and them just managing the game to just come up on top. Give me the Pittsburgh Steelers.
Alrighty, so we got the Steelers selected there. AJ is going for the Chargers here. We'll go to the next game, the Chicago Bears versus the Indianapolis Colts. I'm a little surprised about this one by the way the Colts played last week. They're still favored by 1 against the Bears. I think outright here, I think the Bears are going to get it going a little bit this week. They seem to be going in a better direction as of week 2. I think Caleb Williams is just going to continue to get better. I think the run game is going to continue to get better. And that defense is just staying pretty solid at this point. So give me the Bears. I think they're going to actually win this game against the Colts because I don't know if they're actually going to play up to par where they should be.
This is another cripple fight that we see here. But Indianapolis Colts, they lose DeForest Buckner. That's huge, right? So give me the Chicago Bears. They got the better defense, less explosive offense, but defense wins games.
Yeah, I was originally going to go Colts here just because I don't like that Chicago Bears offense at all. The defense is spectacular. And then I started thinking about the Colts offense and what I saw last week against the Packers, who I don't think the Packers were firing on all cylinders, but Anthony Richardson is just not making very good decisions. They're not completing the ball. They're not passing a whole lot at all. I don't really like what they got going on. I think the Chicago Bears defense, which is very, very good, is going to eat those Colts alive defensively. I got the Bears winning this.
Not bad, not bad. Well, I like to see us always kind of agreeing here, but sometimes, I want us to disagree in my favor. But we'll see about this one. We have the Houston Texans, and I mean, I guess you could say the Red Hot Vikings. Houston's only favored by 1 here. It's pretty interesting. Reed, we know, Reed. But I think here I'm going to go with the Texans. I think this is where the Vikings, I guess, route here kind of stops. I think this is where they're going to lose. So give me the Texans. I think they're a great team. Defensively, they're not as strong as last year, but they're still pretty good. So give me the Texans.
Yeah, this is a very tough game, but the Minnesota Vikings may be without Justin Jefferson. They're already without Jordan Addison. We saw Aaron Jones struggle with the injury as well last game, even though he was able to come back. Right now, Houston Texans, they're all healthy besides Joe Mixon, who will be healthy for this game. I think this is where they start to tee it off. I love Flores' defense in Minnesota, but this is a whole new offense that they're going up against, way different from San Francisco. So give me the Texans.
Give me them Texans. Minnesota Vikings are frauds. They're not who they say they are. They got lucky against the Niners, right, AJ? They got lucky. And Houston Texans are going to win this. I feel like the spread should be way higher. 3, 4, 5 points. The spread should be. Give me the Texans.
Yeah, I believe this one on Sleeper, it's 2.5. So it's just some little discrepancies here and there as this one changes every day and Sleeper locks on Tuesday. But going to the New York Giants versus the Browns, I mean, AJ said earlier there was a cripple fight over here with the Bears and Colts, but I think it's here, man. I think the Browns versus Giants is just a huge cripple fight, but I think the Browns maybe have it going a little bit better. But I'm going to go with the New York Giants here. I think this spread is way too big. I don't think the Browns have covered any spread this large yet because they haven't had one. But I'm going to go with the Giants here. They played a little bit better last week in week 2, even though it was the Commanders. I don't think the Browns is that much better. And New York Giants defense is playing a little bit better, in my opinion, too, getting some red zone stops. And Watson is still struggling. So give me the Giants here.
Watson continues to struggle. The Browns defense is actually looking pretty good as well, but good enough to keep it this far of a spread. I'm not too sure. I got busted all last week for taking high spreads like this. I'm going to go with the Giants here. I think they could find Malik Neighbors plenty of times down the field, and that's what's going to keep them inside the game. So, I'm sorry, this just sounds gross. Give me the Giants.
Yeah, I'm in disagreement here, guys. I'm the lone wolf on this pick, I guess. I thought you guys were all going to be picking with me with the Browns because the Giants are just so bad. I think that locker room is already at week 2, week 3 fracturing. We saw Daboll trying to talk to Neighbors on the sideline. Neighbors wouldn't even look at him. He hates the dude already. He's only known him for a few months. Already hates Daboll. I don't like this locker room. I don't like the Giants team. I don't like Daniel Jones. I think the Cleveland Browns are really going to start, hopefully, finding their own here. I don't like the spread either. I wish it was less, but I'm still going to take the Browns here.
Not bad, not bad. So Reed is going against the grain here for NSP, but we'll go ahead and select the Giants here as AJ and I are in agreement here. But we'll move on to the Philadelphia Eagles versus the New Orleans Saints. The Saints here are favored by 3 points. So Philly's lost to the Falcons on Monday night kind of skewed this one because I checked it earlier in the week here on BetUS and it was different. And then I know in Sleeper too, I believe it's different as well. But this one's tough. I think I'm just going to go with the Saints here. I'm going to ride the hot hand. Their offense looks explosive. defense is pretty horrible, but I don't think Philly's backfield can contain Shaheed, Olave, and a couple other guys, especially Kamara. So give me the Saints here.
Oh man, I want to go with the Saints bad. And originally, I think I was gonna go with the Philadelphia Eagles, but after watching the Saints after watching the Eagles struggle with Atlanta, kind of gave me more of an insurance on the New Orleans Saints this upcoming game. I want to go with the Saints here. The Eagles still look, like an unorganized team. I want to go with the Saints. I feel like this is the week that I'm going to crash. I'm not too sure.
It's a hard one.
It is tough week.
Reed?
I will also be going with the Saints. The Eagles, I do believe, are still going to be without A.J. Brown, which I do believe is the X factor for that offense and helps Jalen Hurts have someone to go to on a every single down type of basis. I do think the Saints, this game is be a little bit closer for the Saints and not as big of a spread it has been. But I do believe that the Saints will come up on top even with -3. So give me the Saints.
Awesome. So we'll select the Saints here, and we'll go on to the next game. Tampa Bay Buccaneers versus the Denver Broncos. This one's my lock of the week. Denver is playing horrible. Bo Nix is just not it yet. He'll probably need a year to get it going, and hopefully the Denver Broncos don't sit him like the Panthers did to their guy. But I'm going to go with Tampa Bay here. It's too easy of a pick for me. This is my lock of the week.
Broncos are crap. Buccaneers, Baker guy says day one. Give me the Bucks here.
He's not been a Baker guy since day one. I've been a Baker guy since day one. Give me the Bucks. They're covering this easy.
Identity. Yeah. Okay,
identity theft is not a joke, Jim.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. Identity theft is not a joke, Jim.
Get the joke right.
Oh my gosh.
Alrighty, well, I'll leave this one here to Reed. Reed, take this game away.
Jordan Love is coming back. I don't know if he's coming back. He's back at practice, but I would love to see him play in this game. But I would honestly really would love to see Malik Willis play another game for the Packers before Jordan Love probably comes back in week 4. Malik Willis revenge game. Doesn't that sound great to you guys? Malik Willis getting revenge against the Titans for cutting him, saying, hey, Will Levis, this guy who's taking all these crazy photos, what is he going to do next? What is he going to do next? We know there's going to be multiple interceptions. The Packers, I'm not positive, but I do believe they have either the most interceptions or close to it. Xavier McKinney has got an interception every single week, gotten one in both games so far. The Packers are going to get a bunch of turnovers in this. I don't know why we're not favored here. Give me the Packers +1. I think this is a no-brainer. I love what the Packers are doing. We're not going to be able to run the ball like we did against the Colts. The Titans know what's coming. It's not going to be the same, but I do think the Packers come up on top.
Yeah, I think the Titans have a good defense. I mean, you have Malik Willis with another week of training with the Green Bay Packers, hopefully getting more familiarized with their wide receivers. I think things are going to look a little bit smoother for the Green Bay Packers. I could see Tennessee winning, but for the past 2 weeks, Tennessee has thrown. So, yeah, give me the Packers.
Yeah, man, I've been voting against the Packers for the past 2 weeks, and it's kind of bitten me in the butt. That's the cherry on top of why I'm 2 games behind here. But yeah, I don't think Tennessee has it yet. They have a decent running game with Pollard since I have him in one league, but really nothing else. Hopkins can't get involved. Ridley is on and off, and it's just not looking really well there. But I believe that Malik Willis does not hate the Titans. So I don't really know if this is going to be a revenge game.
Revenge game.
Nah, I don't know. But he talked very well for them in a press conference that just happened today on Wednesday when we're recording. But it still should be a good game.
He's just being smart. After the game, that's when he's going to unleash all the fury. During the game, after the game.
That's when you should release it, That's the prime time area. But we'll move on to the next slate of games at the 3 o'clock time here in Central Time. It's going to be a stinker. I think the Las Vegas Raiders are going to run away with this, favored by 5 against the Carolina Panthers. So this one's just short and sweet for me again. I'm going with the Raiders.
This is the tough game. You have the Red Rifle, not the Red Rocket, right, Reed? You have the Red Rifle coming back, Andy Dalton with the Carolina Panthers, who is familiarized with that offense, who was promised a starting position in that team, and it was quickly taken away from him. And you know what? He still has the same majority of the characters there. You got some new faces, but you got Chuba Hubbard, who's a pass catching back. You have Adam Thielen still out there, Xavier Legette. I'm not convinced with the Raiders here. I'm really not. And am I convinced that the Raiders can win by 5? Give me the Panthers. I'm going with the Panthers here.
Wow. The Red Rocket is going to be playing better than Bryce Young, who has not had a lot of experience in the NFL. But by no means will that terrible roster will have any chance against the Raiders. Max Crosby is going to have himself a field day against the offensive line. Poor Andy Dalton's probably going to get hurt, and they're going to put Bryce Young back in the game. Honestly, give me the Raiders, and I like what they got going on. They were able to come back late against the Ravens. They're on a high streak right now. They're on a high.
Awesome. So I select the Raiders there. AJ is going really against the grain here and choosing the Carolina Panthers for the first time out of any of us in this series for this year. But we'll see if he's correct. Maybe Andy Dalton is the guy to change the fate there for the Panthers. But next, we have a good one here, in my opinion. I think this is also a game that is pretty expected for the Seahawks to win. For them to cover by 4.5, I don't think it's too hard, but I've said that the past 2 games, and they've only covered in 1. So I'm just going to go with the Seattle Seahawks here. I think Miami is going to get a little bit going, but it's mostly going to be on the run. So Achane should feast in this game. Our run defense is still middle of the pack. So that's where they're going to possibly be able to stay in this game. But give me the Seattle Seahawks, favored by 4.5 here against Miami.
Achane was absolutely annoying that other game. Luckily, I still came on top in my fantasy leagues. But with Miami, there's no QB play over there. You can't utilize your wide receivers. You can't utilize Waddle, Tyreek Hill. Give me the Seattle Seahawks. It bit me in the butt last week. I almost had that as my lock, but give me the Seahawks covering here.
Mike McDaniel is really going to have to pull out his bag of tricks in order for the Miami Dolphins to come up on top or even to cover in this game, in my opinion. I'm taking them on the Seahawks in sleeper minus 6.5. I'm definitely going to take the Seahawks here minus 4.5. If Tua was playing, I would love to see what the spread would be and where I would go, but without Tua, with Skylar Thompson leading that offense, I don't trust it at all. Give me the Seahawks minus 4.5.
Nice. So all in favor here for the Seahawks. I think if Tua was playing, the spread would be in favor of Dolphins by at least 2. Sure. But we'll move on to the next game here. This one is an interesting one. I believe in sleeper, Arizona it might be Detroit is favored by 1.
It's minus 3.5.
Oh, it's 3.5. Okay, yeah. I'm thinking probably of another game. But the Detroit Lions here are favored by 3 against Arizona. Shoot, man, this one's tough because Arizona played a great game against the Rams. They were just pretty much a crippled team. And then Detroit had a big struggle against the Buccaneers. So I'm not 100% sure if the Detroit Lions have everything under control. I know that Amon-Ra currently right now is practicing. He had full participation on Wednesday. So I believe he is going to play in this game for sure. Man, it's just a hard game to choose. I think here I'm going to go with Arizona. I liked what they did last week. I think that they can cover at least.
I'm not going to get fooled over here. Arizona, they look really, really good. But I want to go with the Detroit Lions. I think this is going to be a super fun game to watch. But I'm not discounting the Lions just because of a loss, right? I'm looking at them and, well, they're such a great team. It's early in the season, right? And mistakes do happen. Mistakes were made. Give me the Lions here.
All right. Well, I'm going to preface this with saying I am not a Lions fan. I very much want to hate the Lions a little bit more every single day. It's really hard with that coach over there. But let me ask you guys a question. What do the Lions do when they get knocked down? They take some kneecaps. All right. They just got knocked down this past week. someone's kneecap is going from the Cardinals this week, all right? So you better watch your fantasy players. Someone's losing a kneecap this game. Give me the Lions.
Jeez. That is a bold statement there, Reed. I'll go ahead and select the Lions here. I am the odd man out, picking the Arizona Cardinals. But we'll go to, I believe, second to last game here for this slate. It's going to be the Baltimore Ravens versus the Dallas Cowboys. This one, I think I'm going to go with, oh man, I don't know. This one's hard. I think on Sleeper, I went with the Ravens. I think I'm still going to go with the Ravens. I haven't selected the Cowboys yet this year. I'm 1-1 on those occurrences, but I think Baltimore has a bounce back game here. They need to, because I don't think they really want to go 0-3.
I don't like this game at all. Just like every other game on this lineup, the Baltimore Ravens, they lost to the Raiders. Right now, people think that the Raiders are a great team. I'm not falling for it. The Cowboys, they lost to the Saints. The Cowboys are exactly who we thought they were. Okay, that's not changing a damn thing. But I am going with the Dallas Cowboys here. They got no run game, but they got a better defense than the Baltimore Ravens. Dak, give me more than 14 points, damn it. Give me the Cowboys here.
Just like you guys really don't like picking this game. Both are not what we expected coming into this season. Ravens are 0-2. Cowboys are 1-1. I'm going to go with the team that's more, in my opinion, is going to be desperate for a win. If the Ravens go 0-3, I think they have to look all around, and it's going to get really serious in that locker room. I think this week everyone's honed in, not wanting to lose another game. Know the importance. They cannot, in their division, lose another game. They're going to come out hot. They're going to come out furious and ready to win. Give me the Ravens.
Nice. Yeah, Dallas has already lost there at home, so I think it could be another one for them. But AJ, this is the last game of this time slot. Go ahead and take this one away.
As history said, right, the Vikings has had the 49ers number for the past few years, and I thought this was the year that it was going to change. It did not. The Niners played horrible. Everyone's pissed off. Kyle Shanahan is pissed. We look at the past few years, and Kyle Shanahan has absolutely dominated Sean McVay and the Los Angeles Rams, where there is no point of return. And honestly, I think this is where you put your foot on their neck and just snap it, right? If the Rams lose this game, more than likely, there's no point to rush Cooper Kupp. There's no point to rush Puka Nacua. What's the point of playing this season? Because their season's already over with how great this division is. The Niners are going to come and they're going to steamroll the Los Angeles Rams without Puka, without Cooper. You're literally just handing the game on a platter for the Niners at this point, where you have Fred Warner coming off the best game of his career from the Vikings. And they still lost, but if Fred Warner is angry, coming off the best game of his career, he's taking more than just kneecaps. All right. He's taking legs. Okay. They're all gone. Nothing is available. Yeah, they're gone, dude. That's
Tyron's
it.
out.
Yeah. Whoever's next on the wide receiver list, put them in the IR already. They're done.
Oh my God.
Okay. Give me the Niners here. Bang, bang, Niner gang all day, every day.
I really wish I could lean more towards the Rams in this game, but with all the injuries they have, whether it's offense or defense, I just cannot believe that the Rams are going to be able to have a fighting chance in this game. Niners are going to come out hot, even though they're down Debo. They want to remind everybody in the league of why they're the best team in the NFL, in my opinion. Give me the Niners -7. We'll see if they're able to cover this. So.
Jeez. No, nothing. But yeah, I'm going to go with the San Francisco 49ers here as well. I think this is an easy pick. I had high hopes for the Rams, even without Puka last week against the Cardinals, and they just got demolished. So I have no trust in the Rams to pick them for anything right now. So that's just how it's going to be. But we'll go into the Sunday night football game here. I got the Kansas City Chiefs versus the Atlanta Falcons. This one's an interesting game. Kansas City is favored by 3.5, but Atlanta just upset the Eagles. But Kansas City is not the Eagles, right? So this one is a hard game for me to choose because I don't know if Atlanta's going to keep it close. Have they found their rhythm? Have they, struck a chord? But then I thought about Kansas City and their run game. It's going to be irrelevant. I don't know how good it was before. I don't have Pacheco in any leagues, so I don't know how he was running. But now they have Steele, Kareem Hunt, and Samaje Perine. So it's going to be a running back group by committee there. But I just don't know how it's going to go down. So I think I'm going to go with a risky bet here. I'm going to go with the Atlanta Falcons. I have to kind of get back at y'all somehow and try to make my way up the ranks again. But yeah, give me the Falcons. I think they'll cover with this 3.5 spread.
I'm going with the team that should have been 0-2 right now. But I think the refs are taking a bye week here because I don't think they're needed for this game. And y'all could call me a hater. Y'all could say what you want. But if you disagree with how much help the Kansas City Chiefs are getting by the refs, it's ridiculous at this point. Then you're the type of person that eats soup with a fork. Okay, get out of my face. But I'm taking the Kansas City Chiefs here. I don't want to talk more about it.
I apparently eat soup with a fork, I guess. Everybody gets help from the refs. Everybody gets screwed by the refs. We're just biased because they're winning and they've had multiple Super Bowls and we're all tired of it. Game of the Chiefs, they're going to win. Taylor Swift will be there. Travis Kelce will get a touchdown. They'll show her. It'll get AJ even more angry about the Chiefs. Give me the Chiefs.
Awesome. So I'm the odd man out here. AJ and Reed love the Kansas City Chiefs and Taylor Swift.
I don't know about that.
And then we're going into Monday Night Football. I know Reed and I have already given our piece here on Monday Night Football, having 2 games. AJ, I want to ask you your opinion here. What do you think about having 2 games on Monday?
Honestly, I really don't like it. I'd much rather have maybe a Saturday game rather than have 2 Monday Night Football games, especially if you're going to have them on. I know they're not at the same time, but you can't watch them both at the same time. That's what sucks. People work, right? I mean, I'll get out before that, but yeah, I'm not a fan of it.
Yeah, same. I'm going to be having my computer screen on and my TV on just to be able to watch both games. But then we're going to be live too. So it's just going to be mind-boggling to keep up with both. But we have the Jacksonville Jaguars versus the Buffalo Bills here. Buffalo's favored by 5. I think this one is also a fairly easy pick. Hopefully Buffalo comes out like they did in week 2. Give me Buffalo. I think they'll win by at least 5.
Wow, dude, that's rough, man. Buffalo against Jaguars. I don't think the Jaguars are that bad. They need to make a statement for themselves so they can at least keep the game close. I'm gonna go with the Jacksonville Jaguars, and hopefully Evan Ingram is healthy this game. Travis Etienne looks great without Tank Bigsby. But yeah, I just don't think they're that bad.
Okay. I'm going to go Bills here. I believe in Josh Allen being able to will his team forward. Don't care how he gets done. They're going to get it done. Give me the Bills.
Awesome. So I'll select the Bills here. AJ has the Jags going in and at least covering. But we'll go to the last game on Monday night. It just feels weird coming out of my mouth there. But Cincinnati Bengals are favored by 9 against the Washington Commanders. I mean, we saw the Commanders get 7 field goals. I mean, it felt like 9 because they were just kicking. But they scored 21 points off 7 field goals. They just have red zone problems, but they're getting there. That's my reason for selecting them to cover by 9 here. I believe on Sleeper app, it's 8.5. This one gives me a little bit more of a,
cushion.
A cushion. Yeah. That, there's that 1 point that gives me extra. So I think the Washington Commanders can cover here. Cincinnati does not have it figured out. Not even at home.
This spread is ginormous. Oh my goodness. I mean, if I took the Giants earlier, why wouldn't I take the Commanders here? I don't think Cincinnati has found themselves yet. I think Jamar Chase is still pissed. You're still without T. Higgins. We're picking up a guy named Yoshi on fantasy football. I think you have to go with the Commanders here. Yeah, I just don't like it.
Yeah, it's quite simply just way too big of a spread here. If it was -5, 6, then I'll be considering the Bengals, but 9 is just so much. Commanders have to keep it at least a little bit interesting. It's maybe they score a touchdown in garbage time and bring it in that range right there. So I'm gonna take Commanders here. It's just too big of a spread.
Yeah, and historically, I'm taking a note out of Dizzle's book here. Monday Night Football just starts off so slow for both teams. So I'm assuming it could also here, but we're all in favor of watching the Commanders. Those are going to be our picks for the week, guys. I mean, if you want to join in, I believe you can still join in on Sleeper. Of course, your record will be totally different than ours, but you could always have bragging rights for the week. So go down into the description below, click on our Discord, and ask to join. We'll send you the link there. Just because we don't want a whole bunch of random people joining in by sending it out on, this description. But join us, have fun with us, talk with us in the Discord. And other than that, guys, do you have anything else to speak about before this week starts?
I'm good.
Let's go.
Awesome. Well, that's week 3 of Bats, guys. Put some comments down below if you think we're correct or wrong. Hit the like button, subscribe, and see what we have going on every single week. Monday, almost every single day we have something coming out, either here, Facebook, TikTok. So just follow us and keep going along with us. We'd enjoy you guys along on this ride. So other than that, as we always say, keep on grinding.